Ram appeared as Lakshmana. When you say Jai Radha Krishna Chandra, Radha Krishna, same as Sita Ram. Radharani appeared as Sita Devi and Krishna appeared as Rama. The same Krishna Balaram or Ram Lakshman appeared as Gaura Nitai. Now Lord Ramachandra, he appeared in a human-like form. Similarly, Krishna also appeared in a human-like form. So there is a similarity in the form of the appearance of Rama and Krishna. But there is a difference also. Ramachandra's original form in the spiritual world is a four-handed form, whereas Krishna's original form is the same form in which Krishna appeared, two-handed form. It is not a form that he assumed for the sake of Leela. Ramachandra assumed a form for the sake of Leela, a human-like form. Krishna appeared in his original form, which is human-like form, Narakriti. Now, the wonderful presentation by Shukadev Goswami, I want to highlight the fourth verse, which is actually in the form of a text. It's not in the form of a verse. But still, he has highlighted some few important pastimes of Lord Rama, and he is elaborating on those in the rest of the chapter. Now, all these are establishing the supremacy of Lord Ramachandra as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The first point here in the fourth verse, fourth text. To keep the promise of his father intact, Lord Ramachandra immediately gave up the position of king and went to the forest. Who can do that? Because he is the Supreme Lord, having 6 opulences in unlimited extent. So the opulence of renunciation he displayed. All arrangements are made for his coronation as the king of Ayodhya, and he is called and told, you have to go to the forest. Immediately he left. So that is the opulence of renunciation that cannot be displayed by anybody else. Then he wandered from one forest to another on his lotus feet, which were so delicate that they were unable to bear even the touch of Sita's palms. Sita is Sakshat Lakshmi Devi, goddess of fortune. Her palms are very, 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 very delicate. But even her palms cannot bear, Lord Ramachandra's lotus feet are so delicate, they are more delicate than Sita's palms. So this is possible only for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Nobody else can have feet to be so delicate that they'll be even more softer than the palms of the goddess of fortune. So that's only possible for the Supreme Lord. So the second point. The third point here is the Lord was accompanied by Hanuman or another monkey Sugriva and by his own younger brother Lakshmana, both of whom gave him relief from the fatigue of wandering in the forest. So simply wandering in the forest as his pastime, he simply got, of course, he was wandering alone because some good portion of the forest journey he was wandering alone because Sita was kidnapped. He was getting relief from fatigue simply by the association of a monkey or his younger brother. This again is only possible for the Supreme Lord because he doesn't get fatigued. It appears like he's tired wandering from forest to forest. Actually, he doesn't get fatigued because his form is transcendental and his activities are completely spiritual. So there's no question of fatigue. This material body has got 6 characteristics. It is afflicted by hunger, thirst, sleep, fatigue, old age, and death. Something like that. So none of these are can afflict a spiritual form. So fatigue is absent in spiritual form. And that Ramachandra displayed, wandering from forest to forest and not becoming tired. So as a pastime, it is said here, he got relief from the fatigue by simply the association of a monkey and his younger brother Lakshmana. That's all. So this is a Leela of the Lord, Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then in the details described about his marrying Sita Devi, it is said he bent and broke a huge bow which is carried by 300 men, just as a baby elephant breaks a stick of sugar cane. This is only possible for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It's not possible for anyone else. And Parshurama, who had rid the earth of the royal order 21 times, killing all the miscreant Kshatriyas with just one chopper, that Parshurama was defeated by Lord Ramachandra. So who can defeat Parshurama? Only the Supreme Personality of Godhead can defeat. Nobody else can defeat it. Impossible. So this again proves Rama is not an ordinary person. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So today's verse, another point which will prove that Ramachandra is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Text number 13. Yad Rosha Vibhrama Vivritta Kataksha Pata Yad Rosha Vibhrama Vivritta Kataksha Pata यद्रोष विभ्रम विवृत्त कटाक्षपात संभ्रांत नक्र मकरो भय गीर्ण घोषः संभ्रांत नक्र मकरो भय गीर्ण घोषः संभ्रांत नक्र मकरो भय गीर्ण घोषः सिन्धुः शिरसि अर्हणं परिगृह्य रूपी सिन्धुः शिरस्यर्हणं परिगृह्य रूपी सिन्धुः शिरस्यर्हणं परिगृह्य रूपी पादारविन्दम् उपगम्य बभाष एतत् पादारविन्दमुपगम्य बभाष एतत् पादारविन्दमुपगम्य बभाष एतत् यद्रोष विभ्रम विवृत्त कटाक्षपात संभ्रांत नक्रमकरो भय गीर्ण घोषः सिन्धुः शिरस्यर्हणं परिगृह्य रूपी पादारविन्दमुपगम्य बभाष एतत् यद्रोष विभ्रम विवृत्त कटाक्षपात संभ्रांत नक्रमकरो भय गीर्ण घोषः सिन्धुः शिरस्यर्हणं परिगृह्य रूपी पादारविन्दमुपगम्य बभाष एतत् यद्रोष विभ्रम विवृत्त कटाक्षपात संभ्रांत नक्रमकरो भय गीर्ण घोषः सिन्धुः शिरस्यर्हणं परिगृह्य रूपी पादारविन्दमुपगम्य बभाष एतत् यद्रोष विभ्रम विवृत्त कटाक्षपात संभ्रांत नक्रमकरो भय गीर्ण घोषः सिन्धुः शिरस्यर्हणं परिगृह्य रूपी पादारविन्दमुपगम्य बभाष एतत् यत्रोष whose anger vibhrama induced by vivritta turned katakshapata by the glance sambhranta agitated nakra crocodiles makaraha and sharks bhayagirna ghoshaha whose loud sound was silenced through fear. Sindhuhu, the ocean, Shirasi, on his head, Arhanam, all paraphernalia for worshipping the Lord, Parigrihya, carrying, Rupi, taking form, Pada Aravindam, the lotus feet of the Lord, Upagamya, reaching, Babhasha, said, Etad, the following translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. After reaching the beach, this continuing from the previous verse where it says, he went to the beach of the ocean. So after reaching the beach, 13th verse continues from the 12th verse. After reaching the beach, Lord Ramachandra fasted for 3 days, awaiting the arrival of the ocean personified. When the ocean did not come, the Lord exhibited his pastimes of anger, and simply by his glancing over the ocean, all the living entities within it, including the crocodiles and sharks, were agitated by fear. Then the personified ocean fearfully approached Lord Ramachandra, taking all paraphernalia to worship him. Falling at the Lord's lotus feet, the personified ocean spoke as follows. Please repeat this translation after me. After reaching the beach, Lord Ramachandra fasted for 3 days, awaiting the arrival of the ocean personified. When the ocean did not come, the Lord exhibited his pastimes of anger, and simply by his glancing over the ocean, all the living entities within it, including the crocodiles and sharks, were agitated by fear. Then the personified ocean fearfully approached Lord Ramachandra, taking all paraphernalia to worship him. Falling at the Lord's lotus feet, the personified ocean spoke as follows. Let us discuss this verse, and then if time permits, we will go to 14. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Shukadeva Goswami is describing, as I mentioned earlier, that fourth text where he summarized important, selected pastimes in just one line. Now he is little expanding on those, not much. Ramayana contains 24,000 verses, fully expanded. Most of the pastimes. Even that's not complete. Why? Because Srila Jiva Goswami says, which Prabhupada quotes in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Brahma instructed Narada about the pastimes of Lord Ramachandra. How many verses? 1 billion verses. Shatakoti shloka. 100 crore verses. Narada instructed Valmiki. And Narada instructed Valmiki in maybe some 100 or 200 verses. I have got that book, Narada's instructions to Valmiki on Ramayana. It's called Moola Ramayana. What is it called? Moola Ramayana. Small book. I have not counted the verses. Some 100 or 150 verses. Valmiki compiled Ramayana for us, earthly beings. 24,000 shlokas. Obviously expanded on what Narada told him. He composed. So here Shukadeva Goswami, in just about 30-40 verses, he is describing in brief the pastimes of Lord Ramachandra. So here in this fourth text, he therefore became angry, moving his eyebrows and thus frightening the ocean. This is the portion that's expanded in this verse, 13th verse. He became angry. Why? Because the ocean personified did not receive the Lord when the Lord came to the shore of the ocean. He wanted to cross the ocean. So to cross the ocean, he could have crossed without any difficulty himself. But what about all the monkeys with whom he had come there to go to Lanka to rescue Sita Devi? So how will the monkeys cross? So there is a necessity of building a bridge. In order to build a bridge across the ocean, he has to get the permission of ocean personified. Now, what is the meaning of ocean personified? These are the type of descriptions which make some people think this is all mythology. Ocean is not a person. Ocean is a body of water. So what is the meaning of ocean personified? For this we have to understand from the scriptures, our Vedic scriptures, that everything and everyone is controlled by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He exercises his control through subordinate controllers. So if there is a huge body of water called the ocean, even that is controlled by the Supreme Lord through his representative called Samudra Deva. So that Samudra Deva is regulating the ocean, controlling the ocean. Ocean is always full of waves. Have you ever seen the ocean still? You go to any beach, Bay of Bengal or Arabian Sea or the Indian Ocean. In the beach you can see continuously waves are coming. Correct? But the waves never cross a certain boundary. That's how there are so many cities on the shore of the ocean, isn't it? Otherwise, all the cities will be finished. The force with which the waves come, a lot of force they come, but all that force is subdued completely. That water will just come, stop and recede. It comes with so much force. You go little inside, you will understand what are the force of those waves that are coming. You have experience if you've gone to the beach. Parents will be telling children, don't go too deep, otherwise you'll be carried away by You'll drown in the ocean. In the 10th canto, there is a description. The son of Sandipani Muni, he went to play in the ocean. And then he got drowned. Then Sandipani Muni requested Krishna as Guru Dakshina. Krishna asked, what can I offer you? Guru Dakshina. Sandipani Muni knew he is not ordinary Gurukul boy. He is actually the Supreme Lord. So let me ask for something extraordinary. He said, can you bring back my son from the ocean? He is drowned in the ocean. So Krishna went, brought back that boy. So my point is, the ocean is continuously, waves are coming. Always there are waves. And Prabhupada had to experience those waves in the ocean when he was crossing that ocean by ship. Jaladuta. So much sickness, seasickness. Arabian Sea. Atlantic Ocean, fortunately for Prabhupada, by Krishna's arrangement, it was very calm. Otherwise, the captain was telling it's never so calm. But crossing the Arabian Sea, so much of turbulence, Prabhupada had 2 heart attacks. And Prabhupada was thinking, if I have a 3rd heart attack, I'll not survive. I'll die. Without completing my Guru's mission, order. So he was praying to Krishna after the 2 heart attacks, that somehow if I can cross the other ocean also, Atlantic Ocean, then I may go and do some seva for my Guru, carry out his order to preach in the Western countries. So these waves, how is it that these waves suddenly come with so much force and all the force is subdued? That's because there is somebody controlling it. It is not without control. It is completely controlled. And the Samudra Deva, where is he getting the power to control such a huge body of water? Can any human being control? Never possible. Nobody can control. With all their scientific advancement, they cannot control. See the control. The entire coastline on 3 sides of the Indian subcontinent, all along there is control. Atlantic Ocean, entire east coast of America, United States of America, on this side. Other side, wherever that Europe it is touching. Everywhere it is controlled now. Atlantic Ocean. Every ocean is controlled now. Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean, Bay of Bengal, Arabian Sea. Everything is controlled. So who is controlling? The scientists don't have the brain to understand this simple thing. If water is having so much force, little inside you go, you can feel the force. It's a lot of force. But that force is completely nullified when it comes to the beach. How is it happening? Because there is a person controlling. We don't see that person, but the person is got his way of controlling. Just like somebody looks at the satellite launched by our space agency, ISRO. They launched a satellite. Somebody looks in the sky. Oh, the satellite is very nicely rotating, very nicely functioning. Only a foolish person will think, oh, there is no control. Automatically it is working. But on the earth, so much of control is there. Every single parameter is monitored. So many signals are being sent and received, and weather information and TV signals and mobile signals and all kinds of electronic signals. Correct? So it's completely controlled by somebody on the earth whom they cannot see. If they see the satellite, anywhere in the satellite they search, they will find any person there? No. Person is so many, whatever, thousands of miles away. Similarly, ocean personified cannot be seen by us when we see the ocean or go inside the ocean. We cannot see. Ocean personified is there. Somewhere he is sitting and controlling. So he had to give permission to Lord Ramachandra. So Ramachandra was waiting. He did not come. What did he do? Lord exhibited his pastimes of anger. Pastime of anger. It's called Leela. Krodha Leela. What is the Sanskrit here? Rosha Vibhrama Vivritta Katakshapata. Rosha means anger. Simply by his Katakshapata, by his glance. He just glanced at the ocean. That's all. Glance means for a very, very short time. What happened when he glanced at the ocean? Immediately, Sambhranta Nakramakaro Bhayagirna Ghoshaha. The entire ocean became agitated by fear. His glance created fear in the ocean. What is the meaning of fear in the ocean? All the aquatics in the ocean became fearful. What kind of aquatics? Even such dangerous aquatics as Nakramakara. Nakra means crocodiles. How powerful are crocodiles? Gajendra pastime. King of elephants, so powerful. But when he was caught by that crocodile in the body of water, he could not free himself. Powerful elephant, king of elephants, could not free himself. So crocodiles are very, very powerful. But even those powerful crocodiles completely got agitated by fear due to the glance of Ramachandra. So this glance is not like the glance of some human being. It is the glance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is another point. That Rama is not ordinary person. He is the Supreme Personality. And what about sharks? Sharks are millions of times more powerful than crocodiles. It is described Timingila. Here it is said Makara. Another word that is used is Timingila. Timingila can devour huge whales. Can devour huge whales. How big a whale is? It is also an aquatic in the ocean. It is as big as an ocean liner. Ocean liner carries thousands of tons of crude oil. Thousands of tons of crude oil an ocean liner carries. That big a whale can easily be devoured by one shark. So we have no idea what is shark. They talk about shark, these people who study, the scientists who study the ocean aquatics in the ocean. They say there is very dangerous aquatic called shark. But what is their understanding of the size of shark? I don't know what they think. They think it is like a big fish. They don't know it can devour a huge whale. That they do not know. We know from the Shastra. How do we know? From the Shastra. So those sharks became afraid. they became fearful. Just by the glance of Lord Ramachandra. Then that actually alerted ocean personified. He is controlling the ocean. The entire ocean, all the aquatics are agitated by fear. What's the cause? Why? Why are they afraid? He came out of the ocean and he saw Lord Ramachandra. And then he realized Ramachandra is not an ordinary person. He is the Supreme Lord. That will be revealed in his prayer. What he spoke. Falling at the Lord's lotus feet, Padar Vindam Upagamya Babhashayetat. He spoke the following words. So what he spoke is in the 14th verse. We will discuss in the next class. But he could realize Rama is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because of his glance, the entire set of aquatics, so many, millions and billions of aquatics, they all got agitated by fear. So that Supreme Lord I have neglected. I thought he is another ordinary person. Like so many ordinary persons go to the beach of the ocean. No, he is not an ordinary person. He is Supreme Lord. So he came with paraphernalia to worship the Lord and pacify him. Only then there was possibility of the aquatics surviving. Ocean gives shelter to so many aquatics. So to protect the aquatics of whom he is the Lord, this ocean personified, Samudra Deva, to protect his residence of his ocean, he came running. Immediately he came, appeared, and then tried to pacify Lord Ramachandra by bringing paraphernalia for his worship. So this is the description. See, that's why we have to read these scriptures very carefully. This Ramayana, if you read very, very carefully, you will notice every action of Rama is actually extraordinary. Every action is extraordinary. But at least, even if we don't understand every action or every activity is extraordinary, such actions we can definitely understand. Anybody can understand. It is by glancing at the ocean, agitating the entire body of water to create fear even in the sharks. So that is only possible for the Supreme Personality of God, not for anybody else. Nobody else can do it. I'll stop here. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.